So why did I take a $2.5 million deal from KB Homes and then turn it down? So let me explain. Here's the LOI that I actually got from KB Homes. And this is when I took one house to 41 houses and sold it to KB Homes. But let me explain why I turned down, which it says $2.5 million on this LOI, and then we change it to $1.25 million, and why I made more money on the 1.25 million rather than the 2.5. So whenever you're dealing with commercial real estate, you got to read the fine print big time. And so after I got this LOI and it had my name on it, then obviously it turns into a PSA, and that PSA means purchase sales agreement, and that's when you start negotiating. Typically, lawyers are the one that are going to kind of go back and forth a little bit. And what I found was this was, one, taking too long. Two, was not accurate, because then when I read the PSA, now I understood what it meant. And what it said in the highlighted area on the very top, it says 41 engineered lots. Now, in my mind, that just means that we are engineering it on paper, conceptual plan wise, and then getting the approvals and entitlements. And then that is engineered, right? Don't know. At the time, this was my first one at that time. And so when this happened, what I did was I read the fine print and I was like, no, they want you to actually make sure it's pad ready. So pad ready minus development costs, minus everything else, you're going to make it sure it's pad ready. So inside the PSA, it says that. Right here doesn't really explain that. At least, again, my knowledge base was limited back then. So then what I did is I decided to actually set up a call or set up a lunch with your acquisition manager, Paul, at KB Homes. And we had a lunch, and we just basically did what I would do with houses. Had a conversation with him and just asked him, are you guys really interested in this property? Yes or no? Yes. Perfect. What are you guys typically spending on approvals and entitlements, or not just approved and entitled land, period? What does that look like? Then he didn't say anything, but his engineer that was with him did say something. And so I just said, look, at the end of the day, I don't have the experience to do pad ready. That's not going to work. So if we want to do this deal, then let's just take the number that we can get approved and entitled, and we will give it to you shovel ready. And at the time, I didn't say shovel ready. I think I said just approved and entitled, because that was the language I knew. Long story short, we agreed on that number, and it ended up to be 41 houses. It almost ended up to be 39, and then we had to make some changes on the civil engineer side. And then it basically transformed to 41 houses, approved and entitled, and then we did close at 1.25 million, only 1 week after we actually got our final permits for water and plumbing as well. So saying, okay, what is it that I need to do to move forward and maximize profitability with as less friction as possible? For me, I kind of had an understanding at that time about approvals and entitlements, so that's why I went that direction. If you don't know anything, I highly recommend. And then I could see where a lot of people can get caught off guard when they see these numbers, because when you see this, you think you literally hit the lottery. If you've never seen numbers like this before, I personally did not until this time frame. Now I've seen a lot of other numbers that are very different in a good way. But at that very moment, when you see $2.5 million and then you see your name next to it, you're just like, oh crap, this is real. Like, I'm really doing this. I am a developer, right? And so what comes up is, one, it's not just getting counsel from a legal aspect, but actually getting wisdom from other people who have done this, because they're the ones with the experience to understand. Remember, lawyers get paid hourly rates for a reason. They're not in it for a percentage, unless they're like your in-house counsel. That's totally different. So my recommendation is saying, hey, take this LOI, get with somebody who's actually experienced to break down what's the probabilities of this, and probably even put them involved on a percentage basis to make sure that you're maximizing the profitability. 2.5, I would have made less money with the 2.5 because it's engineered lots, and I don't know what pad ready. I don't even know how to start on that back then. Now I do. And so then if it's approved and entitled land, totally different, right? So now I'm getting it what they call paper ready. That's shovel ready status. So we made a lot more money on that aspect of it. And then later on, they turned around and named the street after my family, Cruise Court, which is super cool. But what I would say is, my recommendation is, if you have a deal like this and you don't know what to do, let's see if we could possibly work together. That's no problem at all. Go to my website, trueinvestors.com. If we could work together, fantastic. My goal is just to maximize how much money you can make on your land or deal, period. That's the only goal I've got. How much can we maximize how much profit you can make? If we can maximize it, great. If we can't, we can't. But at the end of the day, I don't want anybody to be caught off guard like this, because the numbers do look good, 2.5, but I made way more money on the 1.25 than I ever would have on the 2.5. So don't get caught off guard on your deals. Seek out experienced individuals and pay them what they're worth, because their wisdom will take you very far. For me, I actually had to sit down and read red line by line by line, and I figured this out the hard way, but I almost signed a deal that I would have lost money on 2.5. Crazy, right? All right, if you get something out of this, fantastic. Leave it in the comments. Love to know what your thoughts are on this. And then, yeah, if we could work together, fantastic on your deal. Go to trueinvestors.com, and we'll take it from there. All right, bye.